mother. I was not into teaching only with all the knowledge. You know, typical. You go to college, then parents say you can't go further and work, you have to get married. And then you get married and then the guy says, oh, everything is good, we have a nice, comfortable life, no working. So, you know, you get used to a lazy, entertaining party life. And then you're blessed with a little daughter who's so bright, but dyslexia. And nobody knows about dyslexia 35, 40 years ago. School to school, pillar to post, doctors, and all the doctors say, don't worry, she's a sweet girl, you are rich, give her a big dowry. I said, no, what happens if the dowry goes off and she's left now? So that started the journey as a passion. And today we have many teachers who are parents working. You know, they understand because it is a trauma. It's not a trauma now, I would say. It has given me a lot of confidence to say. Like Maria Montessori started the program for Down syndrome children. But today Montessori is a very enlightened one. Parents go for it. So this has taught us over the 30 years. We started working for children with learning problems who were high in intelligence or above average, many of them, but still had a problem in reading, writing or spelling. Like I'll tell you one example that got me. I was invited to my daughter's school, which was about 5 years, and I was walking in, I saw a board, and this was in Sri Lanka. She had to be in the Tamil medium in that time. They didn't have the English medium there. So this child is what a foolish child. She has written R, the first letter for, and then M and Pa. So the teacher called her and said, what is this? She says, both Amma and Appa begin with a R. You understand that? She told. That lady was a very strict, authoritarian teacher. So she didn't like that. We always say Amma and Appa. Ma. Pa comes later, it's Pa. So you read it together. I can't write a lot. My hand is paining. So she said, I don't want her in my class, take her out. The principal said, no, she's smart, I will keep her. But that was not enough because I knew in English she could, so we shifted and my journey began. But I want all young parents to do this today. We are going to give a lot of tips and also telltale signs. But please don't go home and look for telltale signs. Okay? When I say the child is having a problem, tying his lace, you say, oh, my child has got dyslexia. No. Even you may have a difficulty tying your lace. Or you may be talking, fighting, and then not able to start the car in time, you are not dyslexic. You are normal. So please understand, all of us have some differences in us. We are all not equal. So what we want to do today, the school that is now Alpha to Omega, we don't want to have any stigma attached to it. We are in the process of starting a model school where any child can come to us, but can learn a very high level of education, learn the approaches, how to learn, how to think effectively, and become independent. And we are very proud that all the students who have gone are graduates. Many of them say they cannot pass, but they are good. So keeping that in mind, the limitations are laid by the adults. Any child can become better. So we are going to look how we can enrich a child's life. Rat race. My child must get marks. This is the month of November. How many of you have children between the ages of 10 and 15? Are you worried that the child has got exams? You have to study. Recently I met an architect, right? He's got a daughter of 14. I said, can I meet you at 7? No, ma. He said, why, what happened? I have my daughter's exam. My daughter's exam? He said, I have to sit down quietly and read something. My wife is teaching and I have to be quiet. Support. That is not support. The child knows Appa will come and pounds at Amma at any time. How is it? When are you going to finish the homework? So, the child's life should not be school, tutor and back home to do homework. Let the child enjoy. Teach the child how to learn and how to be independent. If you learn little tips, you will become good. Now when you started cooking, it was a big trauma. Or when you went to your in-laws' house and they said, make a dinner for so many people, you said, my God, can't they buy things? Or they didn't have Swiggy, to call. But see, you learned it. Today you're the master of arts. They will become a master of art if you give them. Remember, it is the process you have to teach, not the product. How to learn. Don't say marks. Marks are important. Graduation is important. School is important. Homework is important. But don't forget the life of the child. Lastly, your success in life depends upon how you do the work, not the final result. You may not achieve the big goal, but you have learned so much to do it. Keep that in mind. IQ, remember, they all do IQ tests. I do, I'm a psychologist. I feel very bad sometimes. I have to give it the scores. But I know how the child works. There is a potential in everyone. The propensity to grow is so high. IQ is not the last figure. If you get anybody's IQ, just say how the child or the person is today. It can change. It's not a trait, it is only a state in which the child is. I'm going to tell you about this person who changed my life. I don't know, did you do IE with me? No, you're good, after your. Aditya, did you do IE? No. In 1996, see, they are all much older people to me with that, or my little children. And now we have the 5-year-olds. Yesterday there was an older student who came in, and he is their age. And so this little boy who's 7 thought him to be his father's age. He said, he's my father's age. So can I call him uncle? I said, no, you can call him Anthony, that's his name. But that's not nice. He's so big like my father. I said, that is what the child says. So remember, in 1996, I was introduced to a program. Because when I was working with my daughter, I realized she could do a lot of things. But I was feeling there was a lack. The programs I went earlier, a reading, a writing, an 11-year-old could read like a 9-year-old, but could not do long answers. Then I realized she could remember orally, but when it was writing or the comprehension was a little difficult. She could understand, she will answer you, or she will ask you so many questions, but she had a difficulty to make an inference, or spatial orientation, understanding left and right was a big difficulty. So I didn't know how to do it. I learned with her all along, adding courses, training, getting more people involved. And I was introduced to this gentleman. He is an Israeli professor. When I met him, he was 72. He had developed a program called instrumental enrichment. He said, teach the child how to think. In the beginning, schools in Chennai didn't accept it. Think, oh, we know to think. Please, madam. And they showed me the door. Today, the same people call us for programs. Because we all know to think, but how to think becomes a big issue. When you have to compare, all of you do this, ladies and gentlemen. You want to buy a mobile or you want to buy a car. Don't you do a lot of comparisons? You study the specifications or the car, so many things. And then you come to a conclusion. But you will be surprised. We teach that as a skill for them. It is called metacognition, and he has developed a program. He worked with retarded children and made them better. And then he moved to soldiers in Israel, who were war injured. Then he moved to learning disabilities. Now his team is doing it for Alzheimer's. He passed away a few years ago. But he's a wonderful person with a heart for children. His name is Ruben Rubenstein.
So, good evening. My name is Aditya Nair. I am a representative from MSRT 159, which is the RoundTable equivalent of our area. This event was to bring awareness that children who face learning disabilities, they aren't ostracized by society. They should be given a chance. They should be given a chance to be able to be understood. They should be understood in a way that like they are capable of so much more. They can do the same things that other children can, but in a different way. We shouldn't we shouldn't be ignorant of the fact that each child is unique in their own way. So this event is to bring to light that no matter what part of society a child might come from, they always have a chance at life. There will always be a place in life for them if the parent takes an initiative to find a way to teach them. Another person might a normal child might learn in a different way, but another child will learn in a totally other way. So this is to bring to light those sort of differences.